Epic music swells, dramatic text flashes, breaking news. Hold on to your seats, patriots, because just 5 minutes ago, Nigel Farage dropped a bombshell that's left Keir Starmer reeling and the Labour Party in tatters. In a shocking, unprecedented move, Reform UK's fearless leader has blocked a critical UK-EU summit. You heard that Wrighton stormed into an urgent meeting with His Majesty the King. Is this the moment Labour's Brexit betrayal finally crumbles? Could this be the spark that ignites a new era for British sovereignty? You won't see this on the BBC or Sky News. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive into the chaos unfolding right now. High-energy montage. Farage rallying crowds, Union Jacks waving, EU flags torn down. Buckle up, patriots, because Nigel Farage has just unleashed a political earthquake that's left Westminster's ivory towers crumbling. Just hours ago, in a move that set the nation ablaze, the Brexit bulldog himself, backed by Reform UK's surging 14% vote share, according to YouGov's May 2025 poll, delivered a devastating blow to Keir Starmer's globalist dreams. Farage, flanked by Reform heavyweights like Richard Tice and Lee Anderson, slammed the brakes on Labour's precious UK-EU summit, a Brussels love fest scheduled for June 2025. Why? Because Starmer's so-called reset agreement, signed on May 20, 2025, is nothing short of a Brexit betrayal. This deal hands 70% of our fishing waters back to EU trawlers, reopens talks on freedom of movement, and brace yourselves slaps British taxpayers with a £12 billion annual bill to fund Eurocrat champagne lunches. Farage didn't just send a memo, he ignited a revolution. In a blistering speech outside Parliament, with thousands of patriots cheering in the rain, he roared, and picture this in his voice: Keir Starmer thinks he can sell out our fishermen, our borders, and our freedom. Well, Reform UK says, no more. The crowd went wild, chanting, take back control, as Labour MPs, looking like scolded schoolchildren, slunk away. But here's the real kicker. Farage didn't stop at parliamentary tactics. Whispers on X, backed by posts from @ReformRising, claim he secured an emergency audience with King Charles III to discuss the erosion of British sovereignty. That's right, Nigel's taking this fight straight to the monarchy, bypassing Starmer's spineless cabinet. Let's talk numbers to drive this home. Reform UK's 5 MPs, representing heartlands like Clacton, Boston, and Great Yarmouth, are punching above their weight. Their membership, up 20,000 since April 2025, per their website. Starmer's summit was meant to be his victory lap, a chance to grovel before EU chiefs like Ursula von der Leyen and lock Britain into Brussels' chains. Farage's blockade has shredded that script, exposing Labour's weakness and igniting fury across the nation. From Dover's cliffs to Blackpool's piers, the people are waking up. This isn't just a political stunt, it's a declaration of war on the elite. So, what's Starmer hiding? And how did Labour let it come to this? Let's find out. Clips of Starmer stammering, EU bureaucrats smirking, and British fishermen protesting. Now let's tear into Labour's shameful Brexit betrayal, shall we? Keir Starmer, Rachel Reeves, and Angela Rayner have been strutting around, preaching their Brexit reset like it's some grand vision. But peel back the lies, and it's a surrender to Brussels that spits in the face of every Brexit voter. Signed on May 20, 2025, Labour's deal hands over 70% of our fishing waters to EU trawlers, confirmed by DEFRA's own figures, while cracking open the door to freedom of movement. That's right, folks. Starmer's ready to flood our towns with unchecked immigration, all to appease his EU masters. And the cost? A staggering £12 billion a year, siphoned from your pockets to bankroll Brussels' bloated bureaucracy. This isn't just mismanagement, it's treachery. That £12 billion could rebuild our NHS, hire 200,000 nurses, or slash energy bills for struggling families. Instead, Starmer's tossing it to Eurocrats, while pensioners shiver through winter thanks to Labour's cruel fuel allowance cuts. Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor who swore she'd bring fiscal prudence, is drowning in her own mess. Ex-users like at Patriot Pete are calling her out, posting, "Reeves blew a £15 billion hole in the budget, and now she's selling us out to the EU." Posts with number Labour lies are racking up thousands of likes as Brits wake up to this globalist stitch-up. And don't think Starmer's alone in this disgrace. Angela Rayner, Labour's deputy, was caught dodging questions on Sky News about the deal's impact on Grimsby fishermen, whose quotas have been slashed by 30%. Her response? A mumbled promise of consultations. Pathetic. Meanwhile, Labour's net zero obsession is crushing small businesses with sky-high energy costs, all while they bow to EU climate rules that Britain rejected in 2016. It's like Brexit never happened. Contrast this with Reform UK's relentless fight. Nigel Farage and his 5 MP Sharoes, like Richard Tice in Boston and Lee Anderson in Ashfield-Aire, the voice of the people, they're not just exposing Labour's sellout, they're torching it. Farage's summit blockade has Labour scrambling, with insiders whispering to LBC that Starmer's team is in total chaos. The elites thought they could silence us, but Reform's Risano, at 14% in Pulsis, proof the British lion is roaring. Want to know how the people are reacting? Stick around, because the fury is just getting started. Clips of roaring crowds, screenshots, and Farage fist-pumping patriots. Let's turn to the heartbeat of Britain, the people. From the cobbled streets of Barnsley to the windswept docks of Plymouth, the nation is erupting in righteous fury over Labour's Brexit betrayal. Nigel Farage's audacious blockade of the UK-EU summit has lit a fire under every red-blooded Brit, and the anger is spilling over like never before. X is a battlefield, with hashtags like #Farage fights back and #Starmer out trending hotter than a summer heatwave. One user, at Union Jack Jill, nailed it. Starmer's sold our soul to Brussels, but Farage's giving us hope. Another, at Essex Eagle, demands, when will Labour admit they've betrayed Brexit? The streets are alive with rebellion. In Grimsby, fishermen whose livelihoods have been gutted by Labour's deal, slashing their quotas by 30%. Per Defra, marching with banners reading, "Save our seas." In Kent, lorry drivers, fed up with border gridlock worsened by Starmer's EU grovelling, are planning a convoy to Westminster. Even in pubs from Carlisle to Cornwall, you can't escape the buzz-punters slamming pints and cursing Labour's name. A 68-year-old grandmother from Hull told GB News, "I voted Brexit for my grandkids' future. Starmer's stolen that, but Farage is fighting for us." That's the voice of the people, folks, and it's deafening. Reform UK is riding this wave like a juggernaut. Their membership has skyrocketed by 25,000 since May 2025, according to their official site, with rallies in Clacton, Doncaster, and Skegness, drawing crowds waving Union Jacks and chanting, "Nigel, Nigel." These aren't just protests, they're a movement for British pride. X-posts show thousands sharing clips of Farage's fiery Parliament speech, with that Brexit bloke declaring, "This is our 1776 moment." Whether Farage meets the king or not, the rumour alone has electrified the nation, proving the elites can't ignore us anymore. This isn't just about one summit, it's about identity. Labour's globalist agenda pushing net zero taxes that bankrupt families and open borders that strain our townshires awakened a sleeping giant. From market stalls in Rochdale to fishing boats in Peterhead, Brits are saying, enough. Reform's 14% poll surge, per YouGov, shows they're the people's champion. Drop a comment below. Are you with Farage? Should Starmer face the music? Let's see what this means for Britain's future. Inspiring music, sweeping shots of British landmarks, Farage addressing a cheering crowd patriots. Cast your eyes to the horizon, because Nigel Farage's summit blockade isn't just a punch to Starmer's jowits, the opening salvo in a revolution. Reform UK, now commanding 14% of the vote per YouGov's May 2025 poll, is no longer a sideshow. It's a juggernaut tearing through Labour's crumbling empire. Keir Starmer's approval rating? A pathetic 22%, according to Ipsos Mori, the lowest for any PM in a decade. The man's a dead man walking, and Farage is the patriot lighting the fuse. As Nigel might thunder, the British spirit is unbreakable, and we're taking our country back. Picture this: Reform UK, with its 5 MPs in strongholds like Clacton and Great Yarmouth, is poised to quadruple its seats in the next election. Heartland towns, Hartlepool, Redcar, even Bolton are ditching Labour's globalist nonsense for Farage's vision: secure borders, lower taxes, and unapologetic British pride. X is buzzing with predictions, with a True Brit 2025 posting, "Reform could hit 20% by 2026. This isn't a pipe dream, it's a tidal wave. Farage's blockade has shown the elites that the people's voice can't be silenced, and it's only the beginning. Labour's on the ropes, but they won't go quietly. Starmer's cabal will double down on net zero taxes, already hiking energy bills by 15% since 2024 per off-gem-crushing families and small businesses. Their EU deal, costing £12 billion a year, will keep Britain chained to Brussels' whims, while open border policies flood towns like Dover and Rochdale. But reform's ready to fight, with policies to slash immigration by 80% and ditch net zero madness, saving £20 billion annually per their manifesto. This is about more than politics, it's about who we are as a nation. The world's watching too. Across the Atlantic, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are cheering Farage on, with Trump reportedly hailing him as Britain's warrior on Truth Social last week. From Clacton's piers to Cornwall's cliffs, the British lion is roaring, and global conservatives are taking note. This summit blockade isn't just a stunt, it's a battle cry for sovereignty, echoing Brexit's 2016 triumph. But the war's not won. The EU's puppets in Westminster will fight dirty, and Starmer's spin machine will churn out lies. That's why reform needs you, every patriot, every voice to keep the pressure on. So, what's next? Comment below. Can Reform UK save Britain? Should Starmer resign in shame? Your voice matters. Farage's fight is our fight, and together we can reclaim our nation's soul. Stay tuned, because Labour's about to face a reckoning. Uplifting music, text overlay, join the fight. Patriots, today we've seen Nigel Farage unleash holy hell on Keir Starmer's Brexit betrayal. From blocking the UK-EU summit to meeting the King, Reform UK is rewriting the rules and giving voice to the British people. Labour's crumbling, the elites are shaking, and the future is ours to take. If you're as fired up as I am, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video with every patriot you know. We're at 250,000 subscribers. Let's make it 300,000 by next week. Comment below. What's Starmer hiding? Can Farage save Britain? And stay tuned, because our next expose will blow your mind. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. This is British Insight, signing off. Let's take back control. End screen with subscribe button and teaser clips.